Hey campers, my name is Victoria from Sunrise Day Camp and I'm here to inspire you to use your creative mind. As we all know, this week's theme is Tropical Week. So in honor of Tropical Week, we're going to be making our own personalized beach sandboxes. Before we get started, let's see what the inspirational easel has to say. Just stop for a minute and smile. Every now and then, we just need to take a little break somewhere like the beach, which inspired today's craft with you. What you're going to need for today's craft is sand. If you don't have sand, you can always use flour, salt, even sugar. You can get creative with it, don't worry. If you would like, I'm going to be using glitter. You can do the same thing as well. A jar, tin, or anything to hold the sand for your sandbox. And I'm going to be teaching you guys how to paint some tropical flowers. So if you're going to be doing that along with me, you can use a glass of water to keep your brushes clean, of course the brushes, and paint. You don't need too many colors. I'm going to be using red, yellow, and blue, as well as white to help me create these different colors. So you're going to gather all of your supplies. Once you gather the supplies, you can come back and we will get started. So now that you've gathered all of your supplies, it's time to get started. You're going to get your tin, jar, box, or whatever you chose to make your sandbox out of, and you're going to lay out your paints on any sort of clean surface. I'm using a plastic cap right here. You can use a paper plate. Maybe you have a palette of your own. So what we're going to do is decorate the sides of our jar, container, in my case, my tin. So I'm going to get a flat paintbrush like this. I'm going to wet it gently into the water. And I'm going to get a little bit of yellow and a little bit of red on both ends of my brush. I want a little bit more red on half of it. So it should look something like this. As you see, I brushed a little bit of each. And this is going to give us a natural fade in our flowers. We're going to go right against the tin here. And we're just going to make a little oop. That's going to give us part of our flower here. We're going to do another little petal. And it gives us these natural different color changes that petals have. A little bit more yellow on the inside, orange in the center, and red on the outer edge. I'm gonna have to make my petals a little bit bigger because some of them are too small compared to what I've just created. You're just going to kind of keep playing around and creating these flowers throughout the outside of your tin. So I'm going to do another one. I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger coming out from the corner. So just going to probably have about a few petals on this end, because it might be a little bit easier for me to paint as well. And coming out here. I'm going to do it again on this side so it reaches the other side of my tin. And so on. So you can keep doing that for these patterns here. I'm going to get my next brush. I'm going to put some leaves on the end. So to create my green, I'm going to get a little bit of blue with a little bit of yellow and mix it back here and create a green that I am happy with. Okay, so now I have this nice little green. I'm going to put it on the edges of the flowers, kind of just having them floop out a bit. My brush is a little too dry, so it's making things look a little bit streaky. So if you're having the same issue, you can just wet your brush a little bit more and the paint should glide a lot more smoothly. Here we go. I maybe add a little bit of a vine edge going on. So I'm going to do kind of like a little green here. Have it come out this edge and then add some little leaves to it. Add a little leaf here. Now this flower is missing a little leaf, so I'm going to add that as well for this one. Just a little one, nothing too crazy. Maybe two. Okay, and then we're going to create that same pattern on all edges. So I'm actually going to do a big vine on this one and have some flowers going off of it. These flowers are going to be a little bit more simple to create. They're going to be just little dots. So I'm going to have this brush here. I'm going to get this big back out. I'm going to keep mixing the colors to have the same little idea, but I'm just going to do some dots for the flowers instead for this little one, because these are smaller flowers. So just to kind of suggest that they are there. They're a little bit more fluffy than the other ones. Okay. All right, so you're going to continue doing these steps until you are satisfied with the outside of your jar. Once you are done completing that step, you can come back and we will start adding in our sand and mixing in our different little decorations. So now that we've completed decorating our jars, it's time to fill it up with our sand, salt, sugar, flour, whatever you chose to use for your sand. So I'm going to put some sand on the inside. I'm not going to do the full jar because I do want to incorporate some glitter into mine to kind of give it that unique and personalized style. I'm going to be adding in some flaky glitter. I have some pink, so you can do that as well. Maybe you want to add things like sprinkles. You could always do something like that to personalize it as well. With my pink, I'm going to do some silver. So it might look silly now, but once I mix it together with the sand, it should give it a really cool texture, style, and so much more. So that to me looks a whole lot more like Victoria, very personalized. Other things that I chose to put inside of my sandbox, and you can choose them as well, maybe you have different items. I love rocks and I love crystals, so I have these different crystals that I want to embed in the sand. This way I can kind of make a game out of it. I can put the crystals in there and I could hide the crystals inside of my sand. I could play a game of trying to find them. It's just a very relaxing way to personalize something, feel like you're at the beach and in that tropical environment that we all love so much. So you can continue this step, personalize it, add sprinkles, rocks, shells, maybe you have different jewelry, different gems and stones, whatever you want to put inside, make it your own, and then we can come back and we're going to talk about our designs and how it makes us us, and then how to share it on Blooms. Now that we're all done creating our own personal sandboxes, it's time to start sharing our designs and our concepts and ideas on Blooms. I'm really excited to see what your design came out looking like. Maybe you used different colors or maybe you used a whole different design. Share it with us and explain to us why you chose the design that you chose. Also make sure to show us the inside of your sandbox. Maybe you chose to put in glitter like I did, crystals, rocks, and shells, and share with us what made you put those specific items inside of your sandbox. I hope you enjoy the craft, and I hope you enjoy the sandbox outside of this craft. I cannot wait to inspire you to use your creative mind next time. See you.
If you're not watching this on the Sunrise Studios app, well, why not? You can download the Sunrise Studios app on your phone or tablet from your app store, and you can watch all of our virtual camp videos the moment they're released. You can also find Sunrise Studios on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, or you can watch it on our Sunrise Association YouTube channel. See you soon!